Good morning, students. This is chapter number 14, Semiconductor Electronics, Materials, Devices and Simple Circuits. In this lecture, we are starting this chapter with topic Materials on the basis of energy band diagram or energy band theory, right? So first of all, we should know what is the meaning of energy band, right? Now see, this is an example of silicon. Silicon have 14 electrons. So its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2. It means there are 14 energy levels which are filled with electrons and 4 energy levels are vacant, right? You know that there are 2 energy levels for 1s, 2 energy level for 2s, 6 energy level for 2p, 2 energy level for 3s and 6 energy levels for 3p. In these 6 energy levels, 2 have electrons, but 4 are vacants. Right? If we draw the energy levels for this silicon atom, so these energy levels will like this in the graph. Now this energy level is not single. There are 2 energy levels. Again in 2s there are 2 energy levels. But there is a same energy of both the energy levels, so only one will be visible. There are again how many energy levels? There are 6 energy levels. This is 2p. There are 2 energy levels and there are 6 energy levels. Now this is for one atom. But in the crystal there are n atoms. It means if there are 2 energy levels for one atom, so for the n atoms there should be 2n energy levels, there should be 2n energy levels, there should be 6n energy levels, 2n energy levels and 6n energy levels, right? There are n atoms, right? Now if the atoms are far away from each other, they are at large distance, it means there is no interaction between atom number 1 and atom number 2. So these energy levels will be discrete. But when these atoms come close together, the distance decreases and the interaction of outermost electrons will takes place. So the energy levels will get modified. Now see, these are the electrons for the one atom, right? Now if the atoms will close together, what will happen? The outermost energy levels are get modified, whereas the innermost energy levels will remain same. Now again see, these energy levels splits their energy level get modified and they form the single band of energy levels. If we decrease the distance furthermore, the energy band splits into 2 bands. The upper band will contain the energy levels where no electron is taking place. It means this energy band, conduction band, containing all energy levels which are vacant, and the lower one containing the energy labels or energy band which energy band made of energy label which have electrons. So this is called valence band and this is conduction band. Now the separation between conduction band and valence band is called forbidden energy gap. It means there are electrons but in conduction band there is no electron. If an electron situated at the bond, it means it is in valence band. And if the electron is free, it means the electron is existing in the conduction band. For the electron to get free, it should jump to the conduction band after getting the energy equivalent to forbidden energy. Now, on the basis of this energy band diagram, we have to divide the materials into three categories, right? The first category of material is metal. In metal, you know that it conducts electricity. It means electrons are free. It means electrons are in conduction band. So, there are two situations. In the first situation, there are few electrons in the conduction band, right? It means conduction band is partially filled with electrons, right? So the first possible energy band diagram shows that the conduction band is only partially filled with electrons. We are talking about at the low temperature. Now the second possibility is that there is a conduction band overlapping on the valence band. It means there is no gap between valence band and conduction band, since the conduction band is overlapping on the valence band. So the electron is existing in both the bands, right? So second possible energy band diagram shows that the conduction band is overlapping with the valence band. So the material in which the conduction band overlapping on the valence band or there is a very small energy gap between conduction band and valence band are called metals, right? The highest energy level in the conduction band occupied by the electron in a crystal at absolute zero temperature is called Fermi level, right? The energy corresponding to this energy level is called Fermi energy. If the electrons get enough energy to go beyond this level, then the conduction takes place, right? Now the second type of material are semiconductors. Now in semiconductor, all the electrons are in valence band. There is no electron in conduction band. And the gap between conduction band and valence band is approximately equal to 1 electron volt. It means if electron want to be free, so it should get the energy equivalent to forbidden energy gap and jumps into the conduction band, right? So for silicon, this is 1.1 and for germanium it is 0.74 electron volt. Forbidden energy gap for germanium is 0.74 electron volt and the forbidden energy gap for silicon is 1.1 electron volt, right? It means germanium is better semiconductor than the silicon, but the availability of germanium is very small. So we always use silicon, right? So at absolute zero temperature, no electron has energy to jump from valence band to conduction band, and hence the crystal is an insulator since there are no free electrons. But if we keep this semiconductor at room temperature, the few electrons jumps into the conduction band and becomes free. It means due to thermal energy, there is a conduction in the semiconductor, right? So at room temperature, some valence electron gain energy more than the energy gap and move to the conduction band to conduct even under the influence of weak electric field, right? Now see, in this energy band diagram, the electron is jumped from valence band to conduction band after getting the energy. So there is a vacancy created. There is a vacancy created in the place of electrons. This is called hole in the language of electronics. So this is the vacancy. It means this is positively charged particle. Although it do not have any mass, but it have charge, right? Now the third type of materials are insulators. In insulators, there is a large gap between conduction band and valence band, and this gap is greater than 3 electron volt. And for the diamond, it is 6 electron volt. It means the electron from valence band never jumps to the conduction band. You cannot supply this much of energy to the material to jump the electron from valence band to conduction band. It means there will not any conducting electron, or there will no free electron in the insulator. So the electrons, however heated, cannot practically jumps to the conduction band from valence band due to large energy gap. Therefore, conduction is not possible in the insulator. Now, we have categorized the material into 3 categories. Metals. In metals, the forbidden energy gap is very small, or conduction band overlaps on the valence band. In semiconductor, the forbidden energy gap is moderate gap, approximately equal to 1.1 electron volt. In insulator, there is a large gap between the conduction band and valence band, so no electron will be free inside the insulator. So these materials are insulators, right? So this is all about of today's lecture. Thank you very much.